Happy Father's Day. I'm saying Happy Father's Day. I know we're a couple of days away, but we've been talking to dads all week. I've been sharing some thoughts to dads. Some of my best thinking through the years, maybe, that are things that have helped me the most, I guess, as I look back on this little relay race, I've called it this week, called parenting. And I say relay race, I've got my baton with me again, a track baton. I'm reminded every time I go to a track meet, it's amazing how many times the fastest runners don't win the race. It's the ones who understand the power of the exchange. They're able to get it in that zone. And how many families have really they've struggled to transfer from mom and dad to the kids. And I know so many people who are struggling in their adult life because they've really they're carrying with them scars and wounds from their childhood. And that can be really hard. And yet here's for those who are struggling, maybe you're one of those who, like, I didn't really have a great mom and dad. And I can tell that it's really marked me. If that's you, I want to remind you that every race I've ever been to, there's always a leadoff runner. There's always somebody who starts the race. And so that may be really all you have, is that you get a chance to decide what kind of family you want to have, and maybe Winning Begins at Home, the book here, I'm holding it up if you're watching on YouTube. I hope the book will help you. This is a blueprint, really, that gives you a strategy to win beyond work. So if you've not picked up your copy of Winning Begins at Home, a great Father's Day gift, audio version available as well. I hope you'll pick up maybe it's even a belated gift at this point. You might be able to get one by Sunday, not sure, but I hope you'll think about who needs that. But in particular, as you think about your race that you're running here, you may be the lead runner, then that's great. That's awesome. Here's what I know after being a dad for, I don't know, how long was I dad? 23 or 4 years. The girls were the first one came, and then we ended up having 4 within about 5.5 years. And so almost a quarter of a century there, being a dad with them at home with us, at least one of them here. And now they're all out and thankfully off the payroll, which is good. I'm excited about that. The weddings are all paid for with the 4 girls, which is good. I'm not sure that we're doing any better financially, though. My wife, the baby closed budget for the grandkids, 8 little grandkids, and number 9 on the way. It's a lot of fun as I look at this journey of a family. In fact, next week, my wife and I will have our wedding anniversary, and we're going to talk marriage next week. So dads this week, marriage next week. And I'm going to, I'll share some marriage thoughts with you, but 38 years next week will be our anniversary. And so I'll say more about that later. But here's one of the things I've noticed now after nearly 4 decades is there's an old quote that is so true. And here's the quote. It says, "The years tell a story that the days never knew." The years tell a story that the days never knew. Now that's a really fancy quote. It's a fancy way of saying what Kenny Chesney said in a much more succinct way. And you could probably put Kenny's statement on a t-shirt. Here's what Kenny said. He said, "Don't blink, don't blink." The old song, "Don't blink." It's so true. If we're not careful, we will blink, and then all of a sudden our journey is decades down the road, and our kids are moved out, and we miss those moments that we had an opportunity. And here's what happens when you look back: the years will tell a story that the days will never know. And you, as you think about that, what does that really mean? Well, it means that tonight at dinner, you're probably going to just have another dinner. It's a Friday night. Maybe it's movie night. I know a family, the little kids are all fired up because Friday night they get to have movie night, and that's fun for them. And you'll have, Taco Tuesdays, and whatever you have, you'll go to the park in the same place, and you'll just think it's just what we do, or we're just trying to get away from work for a few hours here until I have to go back tomorrow. Some of you probably thinking, and I'll just day after another soccer practice or another ballet recital or another school play that we go to. And there's something about in the moment, you just don't realize that your family is being built. It really is. I think it's true that families that last and have lasting impact, a family that lasts, aren't built fast, but they are built, and they're built a day at a time. And then when you get down the road, you look back and you think, wow, that was really cool. We more happened there than we thought was happening. And so I would say just a couple of things here as we wrap the week up. If you're a dad or a mom and you're in your family life and you're trying to do the best you can and you're trying to figure this out, maybe some of the stuff we've talked about this week could really help you make some alterations to the way you're doing things as well. I mean, it's possible that we all need to get better. I'm guessing we do. But as you do that, I want to encourage you to don't neglect the fact that just every day is a gift and you have a chance to make a mark day after day after day. And I think that consistency over time, that willingness to try over time it's gonna lead to something really great. I shared, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago that a friend of mine told me one time. He said, I've never met a good dad who was trying to be, or I'm sorry, he said, I've never met a bad dad who was trying to be a good dad. And man, that's just a really good reminder to all of us is if we'll just try to do the right thing and to be the right person, I think we've got a chance to really make a lasting impact on our kids for the good. I know so many dads have made a lasting impact on their kids for the bad. I mean, that's why we need these lead runners in the race. But some of you, you are going to hand something really great to your kids, and it'll feel like it happened, at the end when you're like, you send them out and all that. I mean, that'll be huge, that graduation time, or they go off to college, whatever, and you have the emptiness that is real, but it's really happening day after day after day. You'll be excited at the end. It's great. And I say you'll be excited at the end. Some people aren't excited at the end. They're like, they don't want their kids to leave. And I always remind them, you're not raising them to keep them. You really are raising them to launch them out. It's going to be great. It's going to be okay. But I think it's so important that we understand just day after day after day, doing the right thing, trying to be a good dad, trying to be a good husband, trying to be a good wife or mom, whatever your situation is, just really building your family on those values. And it's as simple as going back to some of the things that we talked about, not making a big deal out of small things. We said that yesterday. And we talked about let's don't give a bunch of rules without a relationship and expect it not to lead to rebellion. And we talked about how we say things. Our words are weighty. We said a dad's words weigh 1,000 pounds. And so all these reminders this week have just been an opportunity for us to take some inventory and maybe make some changes. And so any dad out there, thank you for what you do. Thanks for loving your family. Thanks for providing and serving and helping and all that stuff that you're involved in that maybe your kids really won't say thank you this weekend. You may not get a call and you may not be appreciated, and they may be so small they really maybe they'll just give you some socks and a tie like we talked about. I don't know, but here's what I do know. I know the world needs good dads, and every time there's a good dad in the world, it's amazing what happens around that dad. Not kids don't always turn out perfect. Somebody told me one time God was a perfect father and every one of his kids have rebelled. We're all a mess. That's true. Just because you do the right thing doesn't mean it's going to turn out the right way. But I think you can feel good about it if you really do lean in and will be the very best dad you can be. I think a lot of people are going to benefit from that. And it may be that you're the one who benefits most of all. I think you're going to be proud of that when it's all said and done. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for being a great dad. Happy Father's Day. Remember, winning begins at home.